Rev up your engines! Well, I moved to Tennessee. To heck with fixing cars. I'm gonna be a farmer and till the land, but the tiller won't start. Good thing I used to be a mechanic. No, cars used to have carburetor. So do these tilling machines. Got a little tiny carburetor. The gas tank. We'll turn the gas tank on. It's on. We're gonna check something out. Now you need air, fuel, and spark to get them going. So rather than do a bunch of tests, let's try some starting fluid. Spray a little bit in the carburetor with the choke off. See what happens. It starts, but it dies. And watch this. You spray the fluid and then it runs. It's not getting fuel to the engine. So we know the spark's working, the ignition's working, but it's not getting fuel. The starting fluid is sprayed directly into the engine. It's running on that. So there's a problem with the carburetor. This is a simple little 1-barrel carburetor. Let's take it apart. This is the air filter. We'll get that out of the way, the air filter assembly. 2 bolts there. Get out our sockets. That's just right. So it's 8mm. We'll take the cover off. Go by hand now. Little bitty engine. This lifts up in the air. Here is the carburetor. Fuel goes on here. We're going to take the fuel line off. Stuck on there. Wiggle it a little. Off it comes. Now let's see if the fuel's working. Coming out, so we know the fuel's working. We'll turn it off. And it stops. That's working. It's getting fuel. And it smells like gasoline. If it smelled like turpentine, I mean the gasoline's bad, you'd have to change it. We might have to change it later, but let's not jump to conclusions here. We're gonna take the carburetor apart and clean it because this thing did run in the fall. At least I've been told it ran in the fall. Don't always believe what people tell you. Because pigs, hey, they'll tell you anything for food. So let's unbolt the carburetor. Got 2 little bolts. They look like 10mm. See if my eyes deceive me or not. Yes, they are 10mm. There's 1, should make them long enough. Here comes 2. Off it comes, twist this up to get it off. Just remember, it goes back on right here. Little bottom bolt, we'll take that off. That's a 13mm. Off it goes. Then we'll look inside. It's probably all corroded up. That's where carburetor cleaner comes in handy. All the stinking little holes. We'll turn on a big old air compressor. A little more cleaner in. I'll do the small one. But what the heck, while we're at it, we'll drain the fuel out too. Who knows how old it is? Wilbur agrees. Smart pig. Then we bolt the bottom back on so it doesn't leak. A lot of times you can do this without buying a gasket kit. If it does leak, you can get a carburetor overhaul kit if you can find one, but Sears is long gone. You can hear it rattling, so let's see what happens when we bolt it back on. Then of course we'll put the fuel line back on and clamp it in place. We don't want it leaking fuel. There's the clamp. It's on nice and tight now. This is the choke, so we won't even bother with that yet. We'll fill it with gas, in this case clean gasoline. And this is a 4-stroke motor, so it doesn't have oil in the gas. It's just gasoline, like a car. There we go, screw that on. Well, let's check it out. What do you know? There we go. So I guess I won't make a bad farmer after all. Old technology carburetors, you can often fix them with just your hands and some carburetor spray cleaner. I'm starting with a small farm and I'm gonna work my way up. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Well, all this COVID-ness has led to more insanity. People sitting around trying to think of things that they want to change. Turns out Austin, Texas, all the gentrified people there, well, they want what they call scary native Texas car club events shut down. They're too scary. According to them, kind of reminds me why I left Houston. My neighbor was becoming gentrified. People would waggle their fingers at me, driving cars that were loud that I was working on for customers. You know, I mean, I'd lived there for 42 years, and I think I had it over the yuppies that just moved in 6 months ago, you know? But that's not the way that they think. They think they control the world. Now, this is mainly about East Austin. That's a lot of Hispanics live there, right? So actually, it's kind of a racist thing when you think about it, you know, because the gentrified people, oh, we didn't want those Hispanic people riding around in their lowriders making noise. Come on now. Hey, those guys put a lot of money into their cars. I went to some of those shows in Houston. Some of those guys had 100-something G's into their car. Hey, they care about their cars. They're not going to run around and destroy them. Let me tell you, they got a lot of money invested in them. They had a lot of pride in them, too. They had the Caesar Chavez Park that they had there, and they've been doing it for decades. You know, there's the lowriders, there's the slabs, and of course, modified pickups. They come with their families, have carne asada, you know, it's a big deal. There's a new apartment building there called The Weaver, and they want to shut that down because it's next to where they have their meetings, right? Well, you know what I say to those people? You're living in an apartment complex. They complain about noise and traffic congestion. Of course, they say people are selling drugs, too. That's the old one they can always use. Well, they're selling drugs there. As one person who made fun of the yuppies, they said, here's what I think of the yuppies. Officer, I'd like to report some cars. They're driving and they're parking and they're full of people who flood the park and have fun. I don't like it. I could see that in my old neighborhood of Houston, too, you know? The yuppies come in, and, you know, they think everybody's going to be like them. They take a lot, and they build as close as they can to the street and as close as they can to the back and the sides. Some of these, they got two of them on one lot, and it amazed me because I could barely fit in between them. If they ever have to do work on their outside walls where the two meet, hire some awful skinny people with tall, thin ladders to work on them. Because the only thing they care about is their life, their big interior space. They don't care about the rest. The funny thing was, on the outside, a lot of these places looked like pigs lived there. They didn't mow their lawn, there were weeds and everything, because they didn't care. They only cared about the inside of the house. One older lady even said, the smoke from them is killing the trees in my neighborhood. And what if the ambulance has to come when they're having this? I'm sure they'd get out of the way when the ambulance started blaring its horn, you know? We went to Austin all the time. When my kids grew up, they went there all the time. And one of their big slogans is, keep Austin weird. Well, if they want to keep Austin weird, they need to kick out all those yuppies that are moving in. Because they're weird in the wrong sense of weird. Yeah, well, you know, what do they say? The more things change, the more they stay the same. People whine about everything. Then they move into a neighborhood where things happen and they don't like it anymore. I remember in Houston, there's a park called the Houston Heights, and the yuppies would move in a neighborhood where there's a bar. Then they would claim about the noise coming from the bar. Well, the bar had been there for 55 years. I think it had rights over the yuppies who just moved in and didn't like the noise from the bar. Maybe they should have studied the neighborhood before they built their townhome to see, hey, there's a bar there and they play music. But, you know, now they're trying to kick these poor people with their car shows out of the Caesar Chavez Park. You know what I say? I say, shame on you, you yuppies in Austin. Go back to where you came from. And a lot of them, of course, it's California. They got a lot of .com stuff going to Austin and computer stuff going to Austin. And now I guess Mr. Tesla's there, too, because he said he's moving his operations to Texas so he doesn't have to pay California tax. Well, you may not be paying a tax, but you got to live with the natives that have been there before you, you know? A used Volvo station wagon for $20 million? Well, believe it or not, there's some nut in New York State that's selling an old Volvo station wagon for $20 million, but it has actual New York vanity plates. You know, you can only make one of each plate, and these say New York. So the clown's asking $20 million for the thing. He doesn't even tell you what kind of Volvo it is. Basically selling you these vanity plates. But if you know anything about law in New York State, you can't transfer plates back and forth. You can't even give them to your wife. So basically you're paying $20 million for New York vanity plates that you're not even going to be able to use on the road because the plate doesn't even transfer when you sell the car. New York State, I was young, you sold the car, you surrendered the plates to the state, and the new person got new plates from themselves. They don't want to have the same plate number for different people, so then they retired them. So you'd be paying $40 million for retired New York plates, and of course, it says New York, you can buy copies of that all over the place for $5, you know? They're not legal for use, but if you buy this thing, it's not going to be legal for use either because they don't transfer plates that way in New York State. So whoever's selling this thing, he's looking for the biggest sucker on the planet. But here we go with the coronavirus, especially in New York State. They're all hiding in. I think they're starting to lose their minds up there, thinking that somebody's going to pay $20 million for a Volvo just because it has the real New York vanity plates. And, hey, you couldn't drive it anyways because if you buy it, those plates aren't legal anymore for you. I didn't think that one through. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.